We all love a legendary comeback, and Degree Original Cool Rush is back and better than ever. Cool Rush isn't just a scent, it's a movement, a fan favorite that delivers bold, fresh vibes and all-day sweat protection. Whether you have a man that spends hours in the gym, heads into the office early, or is just trying to stay fresh on a long day, Cool Rush has their back. Head to your local Walmart or Target and grab Degree Cool Rush, the fan favorite scent from the world's #1 antiperspirant brand.
Welcome back, folks, to True Payroll Crime Story Edition. We're your hosts, Brian and Walt. What's going on, man?
Nah, just glad to be here, man. It's another Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm loving these new stories that we're about to do because we've kind of been just kind of skirting the issue, like making sure that we didn't do anything that was too dark or anything like that. But I think we can get into some other stuff here that's really going to interest people.
I think I had gotten stuck on wanting to do solutions all the time. It has to be a problem and we got to solve something. Well, and I felt strong about that. But when you found all these other stories, I was like, wow, these are really fun. And I mean, it's the stories are bad and sad. This is the fun part of it, kind of sharing, oh my gosh, having this discovery together as a community. You know what I mean? That's the fun part of it. But
and I still think it's important to share
it
because it still can. This might save somebody's life just from hearing this story because even though we're in a advanced technological age or time, there are still people who use antiquated systems and processes out there that may put themselves in this position that we're going to talk about. So I think it's still, even though we won't necessarily directly answer something, us sharing this might provide a solution in some way still.
And I had to make notes like, well, there is kind of a solve here. But yes, let's go ahead, take us into it, man. Let's break it down.
So this is close to me because, it happened, I was in the military.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Yes. And so thank you for that. But the perpetrator that did this was in the military and he murdered 3 of his fellow military men. This happened over in UK. He was charged for murder and armed robbery. Again, it was in the military. The perpetrator was Corporal Andrew Walker. Took place in the UK. It happened back in 1985. I was a young whippersnapper.
Oh, yeah, me too. For real.
He was originally sentenced to 30 years, but it was reduced to 27 after appeals. He is now a free man today.
Wow.
And the total money impact, it wasn't a lot of money. It was only £19,000.
Well, back in 1985, that was a lot. Well, maybe he didn't know how much was there.
Maybe.
To kill 3 people, that's dang.
Hey there, I'm Tim Boris, host of the Working Well podcast, where business strategy meets human sustainability. If you're an executive, a leader, or change maker ready to ditch burnout, build thriving teams, and drive real results, this is your next must listen. Tune in on the Work Defined Network or at timboris.com/podcast.
And for him to get only 27 years, I'm just like, man, it was premeditated. It was like execution style, the way he did it. And I'm just like, man, I'm surprised he didn't get life.
Yeah. Oof.
It happened back on January 17th, 1985. A retired Major David Cunningham, he was 56 years old. Staff Sergeant Terrence Oscar was 39. And Private Thompson, 25 years old, were military men. And they went to go pick up Payroll to bring it back to the barracks in Glenclose, UK. And so Walker, at the time, was a 30-year-old corporal. He flagged them down in their red Land Rover, asking them for a lift. But the 3 gentlemen did not know that he was armed with a submachine gun that he signed out from the armory. And so he attempted to blame a terrorist group for doing this, saying, oh, it wasn't me. And so the thing that blows my mind is that this guy actually signed out a weapon from the armory, like he wouldn't have been found out eventually anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't that smart.
Yeah.
He
So
wasn't that smart.
one of the other factors in this was that they never found the money.
Ooh.
After he murdered them in cold blood, they
Dang.
never found the money. But he was caught because he left clues at the scene after a 3-day manhunt, and they basically said that he wasn't difficult to catch because of
All the clues.
because he signed out the gun and he still had it, and they basically said he wasn't a criminal mastermind, that he was just a cold-blooded killer.
Wow.
Yeah, they said that in the article, as I read, that he had been having some disciplinary issues and stuff like that, and he was beginning to become increasingly erratic. If you read the article a little bit more, they said that he had financial issues
Oh,
with his
wow.
money. So he owed some money for this, owed some money for that. So he, like I said, this was a
Back against the
premeditated.
wall.
Yep. Premeditated. And he probably thought there was more money in there than just 19,000 pounds.
To kill 3 other people like that, I mean, he was desperate. Like you said, he owed money. His back's against the wall. Desperation. Good gosh. And just to back up a little bit, I think the name was Royal Army Pay Corps.
Yeah.
That was interesting. So basically, there's the military guys that are responsible for the payroll. You know, somebody did the math already, and hey, you got to come pick up the checks and the bread or whatever it is, and go deliver it to the armory for the guys. And this guy must have knew. It's premeditated, like you said. He knew what was going on. He must have caught it somehow, watched it,
Yep.
and was like, "Hey, I got to take that down. I need that money."
Yeah.
Wow, the money. They never found the money.
Yeah. They never found the money at all. Like, who knows what he did with it? He could have got out and used that money to start his life over after he got out.
But that's interesting, right? Because so in that 3 days, he put it away somewhere, and
he must have did something with it, and who could have gave it to a family member, could have done whatever. Like, hold on to this, don't say anything.
So because $19,000 now is not what you coming out 60 with 19,000 pounds. Okay, get you started, but
depends on where you go. You might be able to go somewhere.
Not going too far, you know what I mean? I mean, anything is getting you a good start anywhere, right? Maybe a better start than some, but you're getting a good. Gosh, it's so senseless, man. These things are crazy. These things are crazy. But so again, because I was forced to be like, no, there's a solve here, and there is a lesson in it. The lesson is, look, we've come a long way, and I do remember the days when it was live checks, right? When you probably you ain't that young now. You remember those days. I remember also folks getting cash, where a lot of places would cash a check. That was the thing. Oh, they cash my check over here at the bodega, and they cash it at the liquor store, and they cash it. Everybody wanted to cash your check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like even my first job was at Walt, like we talk about with Fran, and they cashed the check right there. Like, they gave you the check, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to cash it?" Yeah, give me like, of course, give me the cash. So it was just so weird at that age, just like how the process worked, where the boss would hand out the envelope, they get it. Oh, whoever wants to cash it, you can cash it at the registers or whatever. We'll go to the registers, cash our checks, you know.
Every leap in American history has needed breakthrough energy.
Ignition, liftoff.
Now, AI is here, and Chevron is working to power it. We're aiming to develop multi-gigawatt power plants near data centers, designed with future pathways to lower carbon intensity. AI gets the power it needs, communities get the jobs, and the grid stays strong. Powering AI today builds America's next superpower.
It was just, it's just the changing of times is so crazy, right? These
Yeah.
problems happen because people literally had to move cash around and pay people in cash.
Yep. Absolutely, man. I remember during my time in the service,
I was just gonna say, how did that go?
I did payroll in the military, and I was responsible for refilling because they had an ATM on the ship because there was a ship store where you could buy different groceries, like stuff to do laundry, all that,
Yep.
food and stuff. And so you needed cash in order to do it.
Cash only?
Cash only. And so I was responsible for over $250,000, $250,000 in cash for my safe, and my supply officer was responsible for, I think he had, from time to time, he could have $1 million in his safe, cash.
What?
Yeah, on the boat. Because you got to think, there was like on this aircraft carrier, there's thousands
Of
of people.
Wow.
So, and they all need access to their funds, and like when they get paid, if you're on a tour somewhere, you need cash to buy stuff or whatever.
So there was no direct deposit?
There was, but you could access, if you have money going to, they had a little card you can send some of your funds to. So you can send the majority of it to your regular bank account to take care of your family at home.
Right.
Say I want $500 to go to the ship ATM card.
Right.
Then you could withdraw that money from that card. It's almost like a pay card. So like the story I wanted to tell was whenever the supply officer had to get cash, because they would bring cash to him, we would all get armed. I would always have a shotgun and a 9mm Beretta. There would be like 5 of us. He'll be walking in the middle of us just in case anybody want to run up. And
wow.
Yeah, and we would just escort him like armored guards, like walking
on
him
the boat.
On the boat, walk him.
That's crazy.
When he was leaving, and when he came back, I got on the chopper with him. We would fly out. We would fly out to the other ship, get the money, fly back, and he just basically had a bundle of cash. Like they had it. It was almost like a saran wrap, almost, but tightly fit or whatever. So like $1 million. He said, "You ever seen $1 million, Duncan?" Like,
oh
nope,
my God.
I have.
Now,
yeah. And so like we had to arm him because of things happening like this. That there was a story that he told me that happened. The same thing happened in the U.S. Navy, that somebody was killed because he was like friendly with one of the fellow seamen on the ship, one of the fellow sailors, and this dude set him up and robbed him.
Wow.
Killed him. Yep.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Yep.
Holy cow. You see what I'm saying? How far we've come with cash, and now it's all digital to the point where folks invented their own money. We got crypto now. We're just making digital money. From having to move cash to checks to this, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Wow. So you got a dishonorable mention here too. What was that one?
This one's not so heavy. It's still an egregious thing, but there was this company called Sports Direct. It was sportsdirect.com. It was also in the UK.
Also in the UK. In honor of Global Payroll Week, of course.
Yes. They deliberately underpaid employees. You know what I'm saying? So they deliberately underpaid them from 2012 until 2016. This new ownership came in, and I guess prior ownership had some agreement with the employees to say, hey, we're going to give you an increase.
Right.
Whatever. And the new ownership just came in and just, we're not going to do that. So long story short, they did an investigation, and this company was forced to pay over £1 million in back pay to their employees. I think they were saying there was like
What if I told you that your boss skydives, Tim in marketing is a magician, and Sam in accounting does sums in his head while standing on his hands? Seeing sides of the people you work with but never see, sides that inform and inspire their work and that can inspire yours, is what The Talent Show is all about. Email me, Tom Alexander, host of The Talent Show, at talentshow@backboneinc.com and show us what you got. I look forward to seeing you on The Talent Show.
Either a couple hundred, several hundred, or a couple thousand employees who were due some
Grimy.
money.
That's grimy stuff.
Mhm.
See, Sports Direct. What kind of business was it again? I'm sorry. Was it betting?
Sports Direct. No, it was just I think it was like a Dick's or a Sports Authority.
Oh, sport.
Or,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
something like that.
Gotcha. Sporting goods store.
Yeah,
Or
like
online
that, yeah.
sporting good. Gotcha. That's great. Yeah, they definitely get the dishonorable mention. You got there. Do delivery under delivery. Well, they do.
Yeah. Like, so you know me, I'm always trying to find an acronym.
Yeah.
Really underpaying employees. Dude, they got some money due.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. I think this is one of the short and sweet ones.
Yeah, for sure,
Not
man.
necessarily
For
sweet,
sure.
not necessarily sweet, but short episodes. Any key points that you think you would have for somebody in regards to this story?
I think it's a learning bite for how far we've come from, again, having to move cash around, having to deal with paper checks and paying folks. It just made me think about back then when it was like, yeah, I remember when it was really checks or cash, and everything was about getting your check cashed right away. It just made me think about that and how far we've come with direct deposit. And now it's a very low percentage of folks who get live checks, and usually it's just in the beginning when they get onboarded and stuff like that. And most folks have really transitioned over to direct deposit. And if you haven't, folks, please do. This is like a lesson for direct deposit, right?
Yeah.
Like literally folks have died for payroll cash
Yeah.
in the 80s because they were moving cash around for payroll.
And it's like those Westerns.
Right, exactly.
Like Westerns, they were always trying to rob a stagecoach or rob a train or something like that because they had a bunch of gold or had a bunch of cash.
Yep.
So that's something to think about.
Yep. That's right, man. Well, that's a good spot to leave it off, bro. Thanks for joining us tonight. Till next time. Peace, folks. Good stuff.